Republican Senator Jeff Sessions, who is a senior member of the Judiciary Committee, which is responsible for considering the president's Supreme Court nominations. Great to see you, Senator. So, Barack Obama, back when it was Justice Alito, Samuel Alito being proposed to the U.S. Supreme Court, had a very different view of what he now says in this whole process of confirming nominees. And what he said back then, as he filibustered that nomination, it wasn't just a no vote, it was a filibuster trying to decline a vote on this justice, was very different from what we heard today, which was, today he said Supreme Court nominations are different. We all understand they're different and they have to be treated with the respect they deserve. Your thought?
Well, he's been totally hypocritical and inconsistent on that. Justice Alito is a fabulous judge. He did a great job at the Judiciary hearing, and he filibustered and tried to deny him having a vote. There is no doubt that by following what Mitch McConnell, our leader, Republican leader, has said, we're not going to bring this nominee up this year. He's doing exactly what Harry Reid would do if he were in the majority at this time. I've seen these fights. I've seen them go on for quite a long time. Mitch McConnell used to serve on the Judiciary Committee. He understands this completely. So we're just not going to move this nominee because it's going to allow the next president to fill this seat. It's a decisive seat on the court. We've lost a great conservative, brilliant justice that will all be impossible really to replace. But so I think the American people will be able to elect someone, and that person will get to make the nomination.
You know, Mitch McConnell sounded very different on this issue, too. There is hypocrisy on both sides. But when you look at folks like Chuck Schumer, who has completely reversed himself on the appropriateness of confirming Supreme Court nominees in an election year. He didn't want it to happen within 18 months of the presidential election, never mind 11 months where we are now. And then listen to Senator Pat Leahy. Here he is first in 2006. This is a colleague of yours in the Senate. He's a Democrat. And then listen to him today. Watch.
The Thurman Rule, in memory of Strom Thurmond, he put this in when the Republicans were in the minority, which said that in a presidential election year after spring, no judges would go through except by the consent of both the Republican and Democratic leader. We will institute the Thurman Rule.
Well, there is no such thing as a Thurman Rule. The fact of the matter is a Supreme Court justice. Let's have a vote.
I mean, Senator, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So to those who are at home saying, I don't know, I don't trust any of these politicians, but there's a vacancy on the U.S. Supreme Court. There's almost a year before we get the next president. Why wouldn't you Republicans allow the president a hearing and give this person at least an up or down vote? What say you?
Well, I think it's the time. The president's had two confirmations to the Supreme Court, two very activist judges, in my opinion, that don't maintain their fidelity to the words of our Constitution and laws. And I don't think he's entitled to have a third one at this late date. Matter of fact, the tradition is not to confirm someone in the last year. And as Pat Leahy, when he chaired the committee, has chaired the Judiciary Committee for many years, he just refused time and again to move nominees. They never got a hearing. They never got voted on. Many withdrew as time went by, and they couldn't get a hearing. So he's certainly, so what we're talking about in this case is so important that the American people should be the one to decide which direction the Supreme Court will go.
Senator Sessions, I got to go, but I have to ask you very quickly. In the presidential race on the GOP side, you endorsing anybody yet?
I have not endorsed anybody yet. I'm watching it with great interest. It's an exciting event for sure.
As are we. All the best to you, sir.
Thank you.